Welcome to Dungeons and Gamers, a real play Dungeons and Dragons cool thing that exists. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. You can find me at AaronC789 on Twitter if you so want to. I am playing Cookie Kebler. She is a bard wood elf.
And Beckers.
I'm Beckers. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Beckers with a Z and on Twitch at Dr. Beckers with an S. I'm playing a bear. I'm a barbarian.
And also Teddy.
Hello, what's up? My name is Teddy. You can find me at Teddy Chinaris. In the game, my name is Rokuzin, and I'm a half-elf paladin.
And you never saw it coming, but it's Matt.
Hey, you can find me at Dilbert Pickled, and I am playing Morthos Volkith, the tiefling sorcerer.
And I am playing the half-orc ranger named as Fergus Bog. And crafting this world that we are all role-playing in is Katie Quixotic.
Hello, I'm Katie Quixotic. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Katie Quixotic. And yeah, hopefully that doesn't change anytime soon. No, I'm kidding, it won't. Right, so where we left off, a little bit moving back to episode 1, just to refresh everyone. You all met up at a festival, not intentionally, but it just kind of happened that way. And then there was some sort of celestial event, and this learned, scholarly-looking person started raving about a prophecy. He sent you off on a mission to go do something that you thought was the right thing to do. Well, most people did. Fergus didn't. Fergus didn't like him very much at all. And when you arrived, you found some elven-type people who pleading their case, explaining that this person had actually been after them. And after having a long conversation to, pull information out of them and try to convince everyone to come over to your side, Fergus, and slowly winning people over, Morthos and Recusant decided to kind of backtrack a little bit after the elven people said, he probably used you to find us because we were able to escape his gaze, essentially. They started heading back out to kind of take a look at things and keep an eye on what's what, and as they were creeping around a corner, they happened to notice footprints walking through the mud. I think it was Recusant who had rolled the high enough perception check for that, and then they stopped. Either because they've noticed them, Recusant and or Morthos, or of their own volition for some reason, but you did see them, and that was where we left off, more specifically. So you have noticed these footprints. What's your plan?
I think we were gonna go fuck them up. You know what I mean?
Assuming that this is who you're looking for, since all you can see were literal depressions in mud in the shape of humanoid feet with boots, humanoid.
Whoever's feet those are, we're gonna go fuck them up.
I don't care whose it belongs to. I just want to fight.
They're guilty by association at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we're gonna follow it, right, Morthos?
I mean, they're heading towards us, and they stopped, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically coming in. So if you look at Roll20, there's a map. I will move you over there right now.
Oh.
There is an earthen entrance to, at the bottom, what looks like a cave when they initially walked in. It's very sort of naturally crumbled. It looks like this was the result of tectonic activity, not that it was hollowed out by humanoid hands. And as the cave sort of twists into a more open area, water can be heard at the entrance, and there's a little underground lake that's flowing through here, a little river. And the open entrance has another bit of a natural curve to it where there is a crumbled stone wall that opens into a very intentionally made looking structure. It's just very old. Everything in here is wet. There's moss and mildewy type growths all over pretty much everything. Looks like this naturally occurring river, since this area doesn't seem to be lived in permanently right now, is just kind of making the whole area humid, and it's being slowly reclaimed essentially, by nature. There are several rooms. There's not much to each room. It's mostly just whether it's crumbled or not and how much it has crumbled. But there are several of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 that could be accessed without putting much more effort than walking through a door. So you said you would like to, and I quote, fuck them up, right? Correct?
Yes. Can we go observe these closer and see if we can find the people that made them?
Sure, yeah. So you'll notice that they're only about 20 feet away from you. You absolutely can move forward and try to check things out. You know there's somebody there. You were already stealthing, so I won't make you do it again.
We know they're there and they're invisible.
They had, the elven people had hinted that this person seemed nefarious and that they were probably going to try to sneak in. So you knew to be on the kind of like the watch for someone, and there's somebody walking that you can't see, whether they're invisible or some other, magic is going on. It's likely that they're invisible, which is a very common sort of thing.
Okay. So let's head over there. Can I move my dude? Ooh, look at that.
Sure. Yeah. And are you just like sauntering up over that way, or are you just kind of like walking out to the open?
Morthos, I feel like we should still try and be sneaky, and we should head over there, right?
I would like to remind you that I'm not much of a fighter. Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
You look all buff and cool in your armor, but
Also, you don't know his name.
Oh yeah, that's true. I still hooded one, I think, is what he wanted me to call him.
I don't
cloaked
even
one.
remember.
I think it was cloaked one. Yeah. So let's. I got you. If anything does go bad, we'll figure it out. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
all right. Let's investigate.
Yes.
Okay. The two of you begin to walk out. And the movement that you had seen before has definitely stopped. And there's almost like this moment where you hear this vague sort of sound of like string being drawn or like metal being like stretched against or something like that. And there is like a ripple in the air in front of you as the image of something that had previously been hidden kind of fades away as an arm is moving and a javelin comes flying at you and hits you
God.
squarely in the torso.
That's what Rakuzen says.
Yeah. It's you have armor on, but it's still sort of like a painful sort of stabbing feeling. What do you have on? Do you have a chain shirt on? Or do you have like, I know we said plate, but usually at level 1, somebody doesn't have like full plate.
I have chainmail on.
You have chainmail. Yeah. So this like, it's almost like the movement that catches your eye at first as the air in front of you starts to kind of like wave and shimmer a little bit. And this javelin comes flying out at you, and the spear kind of like, it hits you squarely in the torso, and you have chainmail on, so there's a puncture, but it's not like super deep because that's the whole point of chainmail. You take 4 points of damage.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, guys. Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so this the person kind of like shimmers into existence in front of you as a javelin comes flying out of their hand, pokes you. It kind of falls in the ground since it can't actually like find purchase in your body because of the chainmail, and you are still a few feet away from them as they shimmer into existence.
Oh man, that I don't have much health, guys.
What are you saying?
I had 11. I went down to 7. Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
So at that, I would like the two of you now to roll initiative. They rolled a natural 20 on their perception check to see you kind of like trying to sneak out around the corner, but also they were heading that direction and you like walked right around the corner into like their field of view. So, but yeah, so.
I got a 12.
Why are you whispering?
And then Morthos is it's exciting.
Rakuzen rolled a 12 if you didn't hear. And then I rolled a 20.
Go ahead, Bear and Fergus and Cookie, make some perception checks for me.
Cookie rolled a 17.
I rolled a 6.
Bear's still after that bread.
Bear rolled a 6.
I'm
Fergus,
distracted by all the food that's still around.
Fergus
Okay.
rolled a 12. Also, we were still having the conversation with the elves, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not like you didn't know you don't know what's happened to the two of them because they never entered the room and they never said anything.
Yeah.
You don't know that they have turned around to go back because they didn't tell you that they were doing that. But Cookie, you hear the sound of metal clanking, like maybe somebody like shaking a coin purse. Or like throwing it on the ground. It's like a clanking of metal hitting against each other after like an impact kind of sound. Kind of like echoing through these like limestone carved hallways.
Okay. Fergus, I think I'm hearing some stuff going on outside. Like I think I heard some metal clanking around.
Do you think it's the sorcerer dying?
It could be.
Nice.
Or it could be Rokuzen dying. Or it could be the big bad dying. I don't know. But I feel as if we should go and see what's happening.
I mean, but what if we get there while the sorcerer's still alive?
We could help them?
We could wait until the sorcerer dies, and then we can help the paladin, maybe.
After he's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the sorcerer that you're adventuring with? I thought we were talking about the other one.
Yeah, I'm talking
about the sorcerer that you didn't like.
I'm talking
Or not the sorcerer, but like
The answer is
scholar,
yes.
you know?
either one.
Yes, to all of it.
Any of the above.
It's Mr. Sparkles that he wants to be dead.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
To Morthos. I'm speaking about Morthos.
Yes.
Not like, well, once Morthos is dead, Fergus will help.
Fergus.
I thought you liked Mr. Sparkles. He showed you Sparkles.
No,
I saved your
life. I mean, I think partially that's also Fergus fucking with him.
It's kind of their relationship at this point, yeah.
I don't think either
They
of them
love
really...
to hate on each other
I
a
think
lot.
either of us
Developed
like
in the last
each other.
6 hours.
Yes.
Are we still talking to the elves? Have they left? Are they...
So they were standing kind of in the corner in front of you. They still are. They're still there for like the time being. You see two of them, they kind of like turn their heads in acknowledgement around the time that you hear that sort of sound, Cookie. And as you turn to inform Bear and Fergus and that mini conversation happens, we're actually going to go back to the other people because turns are about 6 seconds long and that's about as much time as had as this like positioned. Yeah. So just for reference, a round of combat in D&D is gauged to be about 6 seconds long, every single thing that happens. And it seems kind of weird to think of it that way, but if you look at like an action sequence in any movie, there's a lot going on all at once, and it's very much like that. Like these things aren't happening one after the other, they're all happening within split seconds of each other. So when you're having like a dialogue during a turn, that's something that probably won't matter, and I'm not going to be like, like super oppressive about right now, but that's just something to keep in mind if you want to like talk on your turn. So first, right now, because Cookie did give you the opportunity to join initiative after this little round goes off, since you did happen to hear. But for now, we'll just go with the existing, the two of you and the one other person that you see. Morthos, you're first.
I'm going to swing my quarterstaff with two hands at the guy.
Okay, so you want to like
a
move
full-on
up
baseball
and engage
bat.
in like melee? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I moved you to ask, but you can move yourself. You have to be within 5 feet. This right here is a wall, so you could be there, here, or here. But that's very fine. So go to your character sheet and just go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Oh, shit.
All right, perfect. I believe 17 hits.
Home run swing,
17 right
going
there.
for the fences.
Mm-hmm. Which one was the one that had the javelin? This one. Yes, that is a hit. Go ahead and click on the word quarterstaff right there, and it'll roll your damage.
0.
Oh, you. Okay.
You rolled a 17.
So,
What?
well, actually, you were using a strength-based weapon as a caster because the quarterstaff
right.
is strength-based.
I thought I'd get some bludgeoning.
Yeah, because what happened was you rolled a 1, but because you have a -1 strength modifier, it reduced your 1 to 0. So it's like
Which is so funny because you got the 17, which means you hit.
Yeah.
I
but
told you I wasn't much of a fighter. Why did
your
you
arms
do
just
this?
like
But you hit him. You hit him, but you just like tapped him.
yeah, it was
It
just
didn't
like
hurt him.
This huge wind up.
So you walk up and you make a square solid hit right in like the chest of this thing. You feel the connection and there's like a little bit of like resonance in your quarterstaff. Like if you've ever swung a baseball bat and you hit the ball and there's that like vibration, it kind of hurts your hands a little bit and you feel really good about it. They look unfazed though. And that's perhaps unnerving if you choose to feel unnerved. And you, Rakuzen, see this person who says, I'm not much of a fighter, run up there and make a really solid hit. There was like contact. The sound kind of like resonated and echoed off the walls, dampened a little bit by the fact that you're still in like an earthen area and there's water in the background. And that person looks unfazed. And they just hurt you pretty badly with that javelin. So this person might be a little tough.
we're in a bad place right now, collectively.
Damn, we're in a tight
It's not going
spot.
well.
You should use Morthos as a shield so Fergus will come
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Just shout down the corner. I think Morthos is dying.
So that was your action. You still have a bonus action. You've only moved like 5 to 10 feet. So you still have 20 feet of movement. If you do try to move away, they'll get an opportunity attack at you, which is essentially like a melee swing. So that's something to think on. But if you have anything you can do as a bonus action, then that would also be open to you.
It doesn't look like I have any bonus action spells, so my best option is to run.
Okay. If you do that, they will get the opportunity to swing at you. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll hit. So totally
I
up
think,
to you.
Yeah, I'm going to dash 20 feet back behind Rakuzen.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
like just to sit behind him and use him like a shield at this point.
Yeah, they threw the javelin and they don't actually have a weapon in their hand currently. So as you turn to run, this creature, they are humanoid, but there's something interesting about their skin that almost has this like blue like tinge to it, and it's like shiny almost. They just reach out to try to punch you just with their hand, and he does hit you. Presumably with an 18 to attack. That's like randomly rolling really well. I assume that hits unless you have the shield spell and that would somehow bring you up to 19.
I do have the shield spell, but I have to cast it then.
You do. So, I mean, not to say like, I'm just walking you through your options because I know that this is like first round. We're still getting used to everything. You can also just take the hit, and FYI, an unarmed attack by somebody who's not proficient in those does 1 point of damage. That's what it does. So it he's punching you.
So better
He's
than
punching
you
me
did.
in the back as I'm trying to run away,
Yeah,
and it hurts.
exactly. Like he like clips your shoulders. You're turning,
He does
and
more
you have
damage
that like
with a punch than you do with a quarterstaff.
With a wind up of full on.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna take the punch
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I assume that's gonna get me still behind Rakuzen.
Yeah. It doesn't stop anything that you're doing, no matter how hard they hit you, unless they Well, yeah. For now, all he literally does is punch you as you're running away.
All right.
There's no need for me to explain anything else. So that is your action, and you don't have any bonus actions in your movement. So we're gonna move on.
That was pathetic.
Combat's going great so far, guys. We're killing it. We're getting quite unlucky.
Go ahead for me, Morthos. When you ran your 20 feet away, where did you run?
Right there, 10 feet,
Okay.
right behind.
Right behind.
All right.
Right,
Holding
keeping him safe.
In that case, Rakuzen, I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw, please,
Ooh.
because Morthos can no longer be seen.
What'd you
get?
roll,
Okay,
Teddy?
got a 16.
I will
All right.
take it.
So, like a flash of light, it originates from kind of like around the corner of this. Let me click on the right level of the map. This boulder right here, and this not like a bolt. It's more like a beam of radiant energy tries to like crash down on you, almost like a beam of lightning in a way, but less focused like lightning is. But the light flash that happens kind of like off tips you off as to something happening as it kind of like connects with this light that begins to like form above you, and you're able to kind of like sidestep it essentially as it comes crashing to the ground. And there's like the sizzle and smell of like almost something like like eggish or like brimstone-y happens when this like light crashes into the ground and leaves this like smoldering bit of ruin. You successfully avoid that, but you do see when this happens another person kind of,
oh shit,
your line of sight is a little bit blocked by the boulder, but you can kind of see like the side of their body where they're kind of like looking around the side of it, their arms outstretched, and when they see you able to move out of the way of this, they have like consternation on their face.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I wish
then
we had any sort of like range character right here. You know? Then we could pick off the sorcerer while we're dealing with.
I mean, you could try backing out away from them.
No.
it's true.
No, Teddy's like, I'm gonna die right in front of them.
No, I'm fighting. I'm fighting.
Okay. So then, Recusant, it is your turn.
This is just out of curiosity, do me or him have any type of healing things? I have lay on hands, but I don't know if I can use that on myself. Is that a thing? Yeah?
Lay on hands. You can
Just
Lay
touch
on hands
yourself,
is really
Teddy.
hands all over yourself.
I know you have to touch the person.
Mhm.
So I guess, I just do that.
You can touch yourself. Yes.
Just do that. Just give myself a little hug.
Teddy's just touching himself in the middle of battle.
Oh my god, that's a terrible idea. How much healing does it do? Does this say?
So the interesting thing about being a paladin is that you choose how much healing it does.
Oh.
So it says you have a total number to spend by using your lay on hands of 5 times your paladin level. So you have a pool of 5 hit points you can use to heal. You can heal people 1 hit point at a time 5 times if you would like. Or you can, since you have taken, I think, 4 points of damage, you can heal all 4 of your points and then hold on to that last one for when you or someone else might need it in the future.
Man, I don't know if I want to attack or if I want to go ahead and heal myself, because I don't know if they're not going to do a full 7 damage. If
we don't know how many there are,
but
you don't know how many there are or what they are capable of.
This is always
True.
the difficult.
You gotta
decision
risk
in
it
the
to
game.
get the biscuit.
you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. I feel you. Can I could reach the sorcerer, right? I could, yeah. That's not that far.
Yeah, no. The furthest that any of them that you can see are away from you are 15 feet. That's that one.
Okay.
I should say that any one that you can see is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Has the other dude had time to draw another weapon? Pretty much.
He hasn't had a turn yet, so no. So here's what's happened. You two rounded the corner. The shimmer appeared in front of you, or the form of a humanoid came into vision as a javelin stabbed you. Instantly, Morthos ran out, smacked that person that threw that at you, and then ducked back around behind the wall.
Give
and
him a little tickle.
About the time that Morthos ducked back around the wall, there was a shimmer of light, and you kind of felt the connection with the light above you, and were able to just instinctively move out of the way as something came down. And the person that is standing in front of you has just finished punching Morthos, and is just kind of standing there facing you all.
I'm thinking of this in too much of video game terms, but in my head, I'm like, the sorcerer's gonna have light armor. He's gonna be squishier. He's gonna have less health.
That would be common in the D&D setting too. There are some that aren't as squishy. Bards are kind of melee and caster.
Okay.
But
and I feel like a sorcerer is also gonna be more of a ranged thing. So if I get up in his face, he's not gonna he's gonna be less of a threat.
Should you ask Morthos where he's most stabby? Be like, hey, you're a sorcerer. I'm gonna go stab this sorcerer. Where would you?
So whether or not they're a sorcerer is not something that you can tell, but you don't see them wearing any like hide armor, any leather armor. You don't see pauldrons. So it does appear that they're just wearing like cloth robes.
All right.
It could be a sorcerer.
I'm gonna go
wizard.
for him. That's my plan. I'm gonna go for him. I'm gonna
right.
get up in there. Let's see. Let me make sure. Oh yeah. I'm dual wielding 2 short swords. So I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna I've already have them drawn, right? But I'm going to fucking just like do a whole like Ahsoka bit, you know? It's gonna be great. Watching too much Star Wars Clone Wars lately.
No, you're totally fine. Yeah, do it. Okay, go ahead and roll your 2 attack rolls.
An 18 and a 9.
Nice.
Okay. So I think you had already said your weapons were out, which is good because you can only draw or stow 1 weapon per round unless you have like a feat that allows you to do more. But you all were like on the attack when you were going, so it would be really easy to assume that you'd already had those out. So the 18 for sure hits. You make your first swing and it connects, like there's a slash across the like the shoulder of this person as they turn defensively when they see your sword come like slashing at them. So go ahead and press the short sword on the first one. The name in the chat.
7.
Okay.
Piercing 7.
So do you remember way back in session 1 when you drank a little bit of that water and it kind of made you feel some kind of way? Do you remember how it made you feel?
No, Bear drank it.
Yeah, I drank it.
Yeah. Bear drank it. I forgot. So you interacted with it and there was like a feeling that came over you. Do you remember what that feeling was?
No.
Okay.
In all honesty.
No, you're totally fine. So I think we established that you were familiar with the proprietor of that particular temple. I think you named her too, right, Hannah?
Yep, Hannah.
I had a different name
there.
for them, and I was like, you know what, it's Hannah. That's fine. Hannah's there now. So you know that it's a temple to Tymora, and that the fountain is connected to Tymora in some way. You are going to make your second attack, and as this person turns defensively, and you leave a pretty deep gash in their shoulder, you can see bone. There was a scrape of bone as your short sword sliced right through that cloth material. And they are still standing, but they have kind of like fallen back a little bit and their posture is kind of sunk and they've grabbed their arm. You're going to make that second swing and they're stepping out of the way. And you can tell in this moment that it's not going to connect and they're going to get out of the way. And there's just this thought in the back of your head of Tymora and being the goddess that presides over like fortune. What would Recusant do in this moment to ask or to think about or to reach out to Tymora to ask for help to like make this attack land?
I have no idea. I'm a paladin, but I'm not like a super religious like paladin. Like I know
you don't have to
about
be.
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm not like, it's more of like my own sense of morality kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's totally fine.
I'm not gonna be like, Goddess Tymora, in this moment, can you bless upon me? I don't know.
You don't have to give like a speech. It doesn't have to be cool. And it's not even that, it's not that, I mean, like, I'm not putting you on the spot and asking you to like make a performance, but, you, not of your own volition, had this thought. Like, for some reason, Tymora was brought to your mind. There's this, like, this kind of, like, pleasant, adventurous, like, sensation that washes over you, like, this emotion. Even though you're kind of in these, like, almost dire circumstances, you just took a pretty, like, fatal blow. And you know that you went after this person on purpose because this was, like, the strategically advantageous move to make. And as something is about to not happen that would be in your fortune, all of a sudden Tymora comes to mind. So whether it would just literally be him like acknowledging her being the goddess of fortune and just thinking like, yes, please help me. Like, it doesn't have to be special. Just what would he do? If he's not religious, yeah.
It would just be a thought. If she came to my mind like that, it would just be a thought of like, okay, yeah.
Hope I get lucky.
Help me out. What's up?
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a 1d100 for me.
Okay, it's 38. Yikers.
So you knew when you tossed the coin in that fountain that like something happened. There was some sort of like a connection. You could feel it. It was palpable. You didn't really know like to what end that would be. And in this moment, when this thought kind of comes to mind, and you're like, yeah, okay, I accept this. Like, help me. This isn't going to, this attack isn't going to land. This person might get away, or they might harm me or something. It's almost like there's a sound of like clanking coins in the background. And it's like very distinctly money, as opposed to like the sound of chainmail. And that sound happens like immediately behind this person behind you. And as they're shrinking out of the way of your blade and the sound catches their attention, they turn to look at it, and it forces them back into the trajectory of your swing. And where you wouldn't have made connection before, you did now. So go ahead and roll your damage on that 9.
Okay. I'll take it. A 5. That's fitting.
Okay. So, describe to me how your second blade, and because you don't get a full 5 since this is your offhand attack, but you get 2 points, which is exactly what you needed to kill this person.
Oh shit!
So
okay, so like they like had stepped aside, and then so I'm gonna assume that it was like their left shoulder, the kind of area that I had hit the first time, and then they like backed up and then turned to look at the thing and exposed their right shoulder, but like I swung the sword and hit like deeper through the shoulder, like straight through the chest. And I'm not going to describe more than that for the PG viewers. All right. It was brutal. It was rough.
Yeah.
Right? But they collapsed on the floor. Just blood everywhere. They collapsed on the floor. And it was done. I was like, Morthos, I got one. Or cloaked one, I got one.
Hooded one, I got one. I love it. There's a cry of like anger and frustration from the person immediately behind you who had thrown a javelin at you for a moment, and they draw a weapon. You're facing away from them, so you're not sure exactly what may be going on behind you, except for like general battlefield awareness. They do have what is essentially like it looks like a short sword. It's kind of interestingly made though, and you can see this Morthos. Bleh. Now back to the top of the round. Fergus, you had decided you weren't going to approach the sound of this combat, right? You were waiting.
Have I heard more things since then?
Yeah, you because this is all happening around the same time.
I heard the death cries of this
Cookie
one
clued
person.
you into something going on. Yes, and you heard just like general echoey skirmish sounds. There was like something that almost sounded like something being lit on fire or something, like that crackling sort of fiery sound. There's some like metallic crunching and like general like oof sounds and things like that. You might hear like a voices making like.
Yeah. I think at this point there's been enough noise that Fergus is A, curious what's going down, and B, is like, maybe he's dead by now. Somebody's I don't like's not around anymore.
Wow.
Okay. So that all happened. There was no way that you were all going to get there the first round, so I wanted to finish what they were doing and then come back to the three of you. After hearing the initial sounds and being clued into something going on by Cookie, and then we're able to instantly hear the sound, which was unmistakably, obviously, like combat, sort of like noises going on. And you don't know where your other two companions are. If you were so inclined to turn around and like start heading towards that noise, the other three of you can go ahead and make your initiative rolls now. And then you would have the opportunity to either just move at your normal movement pace while all that was going on, or to dash, which would be to use your action to move double your movement space to kind of like just start running in the direction of these sounds. Totally up to you.
I'll start by doing my initiative, which is a 9.
I rolled 16.
a 7.
Okay.
I think Fergus. Well, I guess we'll go in order. Though, yeah, Bears first.
This is my first time I've ever been told I have a lot of initiative.
Oh, don't be mean to yourself.
Although this begs the question: does Bear have any idea what's happening?
No.
So if you wouldn't have started running towards those sounds, Bear, there's absolutely no reason to force yourself to do so. It's totally up to you.
I'm gonna follow everybody else.
Okay.
It'll be like a dog. When somebody else starts running, I'm gonna start running too.
Is speaking still a free action?
Yeah, you could talk to each other. The duration of conversation that could occur in about like 6 seconds ish while you're running. You could easily do that.
I want to speak to the elves.
Okay. You would have to tell me what it is you want to say,
Okay.
and then I'll let you know how long it takes you and whether or not that prevents you from like running all the way out of the room.
I would go, I don't know what's out there, but I'm gonna go check it out. You guys should get out of here. Don't worry about them. I will take care of them. But if you ever are in the land of Faraway, tell my people of my deeds here. And he hands them a little slip of paper with his picture on it.
A business card.
And at the top it says Fergus Bog, and below it says for King of Faraway. Is there a faster way back to the entrance? To see if maybe there's a shortcut or something.
There's only one way between the entrance you came in and here.
Okay. Then.
And they're like packing stuff up that's like behind them that they had like when they had moved around the room, they were standing in front of something and they've already moved to start picking that up and like moving when Cookie called attention to whatever was going on in some back room.
Okay.
Room behind you, not back room.
Okay, so then at that point, as long as
that was a short enough exchange that you can still move your full either your full movement or your double movement.
Yeah, at that point, Fergus starts going towards where the sound would be. So I'm above Cookie, so I guess I dash the destination two rooms in.
Yeah, basically like the three of you can kind of like pile up in this sort of like around the entrance of this door right here. Okay. If you're going to dash. Are you planning on dashing as well, Cookie?
Well, Cookie definitely wants to cast Speak with Animals, so she could explain to Bear what's happening.
In that case, you can move your normal movement speed and cast that spell, and then talk to Bear as you're running.
As we're moving. All right, that's exactly what I want to do then.
Can I give her a ride?
Yeah.
So I can dash and she can just
Yeah, I
talk?
mean, if this is something you all have done before, the two of you have done before, like if you've run into scrapes when you're traveling together and you feel like this person gives me treats and I definitely want to make sure they stay safe and it's something that's accepted, then I'd say that like when Cookie like turns to run, then Bear, you'd be able to kind of like run by and let her like hop on, and then she can be casting the spell and like you can be the movement.
Man, Cookie and Bear have the coolest.
Yeah, that's a dope moment.
Synergy.
Yeah. So yeah, describe to
I'm
me,
game with that if you're game with that.
Yeah.
How do you signal this to each other? How is this like developed over time? What you two describe to me what happens that makes this like a cool moment? Is it like the bear goes running by and like Legolas style, you just like swing on and then start talking to her? Or like,
yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about was Legolas climbing on that elephant.
Yeah.
But right before that, Cookie just like lock eyes with Bear from like across the room or wherever she is, and she's just like, we gotta go.
Or it's the shot when in Two Towers when they're like when the warg attack happens and he like Legolas gets onto the horse in the weird CGI way where he doesn't.
Yes,
he like turns into a liquid and cats around it. Yes, I was like, how did the elf lose his bone structure in that moment? Like your legs can't whip sideways. Like
cats lose her bones.
Cats lose her bones. Yeah. So there's that moment of that eye contact. And because you can hear what's going on and you've traveled with Cookie often enough that when Cookie makes that kind of like something's going on face, you're paying attention.
I can sense the tension in the room.
Yeah, exactly. Animals are intuitive like that. Mm-hmm. And so you make that like eye contact and then the moment of like, all right, we know what to do. And as you start charging out, Cookie, you can swing on and then you have the ability
I might even
to
be
cast.
able to smell the blood.
Wow.
Yeah? Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. We're kind of far. I don't know how far bears smell.
Well, and it would kind of make sense because they're right next to that like rushing water. So there's a bit of like wind there that could like carry the scent down. I don't think it would happen exactly that quickly, but this is a fantasy world where you can cast spells to make yourself invisible, so why not?
I'm a bear.
You're a bear. Yeah, okay.
Bears can do whatever they want.
So then you two are able to make it like roughly into this like same type of space. I'm gonna like, I don't want to stack you so you can't like move your actual thing, but just know that like Cookie, you're still, unless during your turn you choose to dismount, you are still riding bear in this moment.
I
so
think
I'll
be sticking on bear.
Okay. So the three of you kind of like come running into that room, and you can all easily see like Morthos standing in this corner. And now the second round starts, and you're all kind of like in that same region. But yes, is there anything else you wanted to do?
So
yeah.
Aaron casted Speak with Animals while they're moving, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry. When you said to tell Bear what was going on, I didn't know if there was like more to it. Say what you would say in your 6 seconds.
Say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say.
Bear, we're about to encounter some real bad people. I'm going to need your bear powers.
Okay,
you
but
fight way better than me.
after this, I'm gonna need some lemon bars.
Absolutely no problem.
Is this the first time they've like talked fully?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I mean, in
During
this
this
adventure,
adventure.
in the story,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the first time they've had a like conversation. It's exciting.
I love, okay, but I'm going to need some lemon bars. And like, that explains everything about the dynamic between those two characters. Yeah, I'll bite him and stuff, but I'm going to need some lemon bars after that.
No problem. Gotcha.
Aaron, you can still inspire, I think.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you
can
still
I?
have a bonus. Yeah, that'd be a bonus
Awesome.
action.
All right. I definitely, all right. So Cookie, she like pulls out a little like shortbread cookie with like some sort of like clear glaze on it and hands it to Fergus. And she goes, "Here, I have a feeling you might need this." It's like, it sounds like we're about to get into some bad stuff. Take this.
Okay, what flavor is it?
It may look plain on the outside, but once you taste it, it'll taste like pure happiness.
Okay,
Wow.
and Fergus goes, and then takes a bite, and he kind of like, his vision kind of flashes for a moment, and he pictures himself sitting at, he's just a young boy, and he's sitting at the dining table, and he hears his mom come in, and she says, "Fergus, we've got cookies for you." And he looks up and he sees his mom and siblings have just made some fresh cookies, and in the flashback he takes a bite, and the cookie he just ate reminds him of his mother's cookie, and vision comes back to the present.
Wow. I really was not expecting a deep, like, let's go back to our childhood memories of happiness.
I'm so glad you did that, because when she said it tastes like happiness, I was going to ask you what it
does
tasted
happiness
like.
taste like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, like, what does it taste like? What does it remind you of? So that's perfect. Okay, so that is Bard action movement, bonus action. Bearkers, you have oh my god, you're a bear.
Why have we not done that yet? Why was that the
Berserker?
first time that was said?
Berserker. I can't turn that into one word right now, but I'm going to at some point. You have bonus
Berserkers.
action rage. Yeah, there you go. Berserkers. I love it. You have action dashed, and you have used your movement. Fergus, you free action, did a little bit of dialogue, fine. Grabbed the cookies, you are all running. You still have
I
a
would
bonus
consider
action.
the cookie her handing me, that's her action, I assume.
No, her action was casting the spell. Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, and
Yeah.
while it's normally like saying something, I am 100% fine
Yeah.
with like flavoring it being like tossing somebody a cookie and you being able to catch it as
Yeah.
just like part of that bonus action.
Yeah,
Like, that's fine. I love it.
we've kind of decided that because she's a baker, her spells come in the form of baked goods.
I love that. And in fact,
Yes.
there's somebody working on a D&D supplement that involves things like that. Like there's a whole bunch
Oh,
of cooking
cool.
classes and there's a baker.
Oh, nice.
So I love it. But you still have a bonus action if it like available to you if you have anything that can be done as a bonus action and would like to do it.
I think. Can I? So if I wanted to swap weapons, would that require 2? If I wanted to put away my sword and grab my bow.
So you get to, as a free action, draw or stow any one weapon in a round.
Okay.
So since you already had the one drawn, if you wanted to swap to a bow, I would say that you could stow that as your free action and then use your bonus action to draw your bow.
Okay, so
And this is during your running phase.
Okay.
So when this round starts, you'll have your bow out.
Okay, that works for me.
Okay. We're now back at the top of the round, which is round 2. I don't think you guys are counting anything for rounds just yet. But it is Morthos' turn again. You hear the running, stampeding sounds behind you and notice your compatriots, comrades, acquaintances come kind of like bursting into the room through the doorway.
Which guy was the one he killed? Recusing
The sorcerer, dude.
Yeah, in fact, let me... so he crumbled to a heap, or they, and they're going to have a little skull and crossbones. Boop.
Okay.
Did.
And we don't know if there are any more enemies. Do I have to have line of sight to cast most things, or like if I know the position? Because like where I'm backed out now seems to be like right behind a little ledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
it's
the
kind of
room.
like around a corner. So some spells require you to have line of sight. Not all of them do. And you can move, or move and spell and not use the rest of your movement. So if you would like to do something like to duck out, do something, and then run back, you totally could. But you might not even have to see them based on what spell you're casting or you're wanting to cast.
I'd like to cast sleep.
Okay. Does sleep say that it has to be creatures within range, or does it just say
Creatures within 20 feet of a point of your a point you choose within range.
Okay. So because it doesn't say a point that you can see within range that you choose, you don't have to even look.
Okay.
You can you've seen the room, so you can just visualize where you want that point to be.
Okay, so if I back up like 5 feet, I could do that and then cast that.
Yeah, you don't even have to back up.
Well, because I don't want to be in range of it. Because I don't want to put myself to
it's
sleep.
creatures that you choose, right?
Oh.
Let me go look at the spell.
If I don't want to put myself to sleep, I'd want to back up probably.
So sleep
Before.
says, the spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. Total is how many hit points. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order. Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't, you can't exclude, well, hold on, let's see. Each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious.
So
Yes.
Rokuzen, you might go to sleep too.
Well, can he put it at a point where the creature's on the edge of it? So
Yeah.
Oh.
so Rakuzen's not in that bubble.
You could try, yeah, depending upon the range. The range on your sleep is 90 feet, yeah. So if you wanted to, you could, to get this person and not recuse it, you could, for instance, cast the like epicenter to be like out here in the middle of the water.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to back up like 10 feet.
Okay.
Or 5 or 10 feet. I guess
Okay.
5 feet back.
Yeah, do whatever you're going to do. Yeah.
Okay. And then I want to cast it, I guess, 25 feet away, or just so I'm out of range.
Well, no, you're picking a point. You're not centering it on him. You're picking.
Right. Well,
Okay.
I want to be out of that
but
range.
I think you might want to center it on him, and like it's just like collateral damage
Yeah.
that Rakuzen might fall asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to
I kind
center
of
it
picked up
just,
on that.
yeah, just past Rakuzen, right there, 25 feet, so I'm not in
Okay.
range. I'm casting sleep.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Cast it. Roll the. When you press the sleep spell, it should roll the amount of hit points for you. 22 hit points of creatures. So I believe the spell said ascending order.
Yeah, ascending order from lowest hit points.
Okay. So, Rakuzen, and there's not a save on that one, right? It just happens, I believe, with sleep. It's just as long as it covers their hit points, right?
Yep. That's
Okay.
what it looks like.
Rakuzen. this wave of lethargy just washes over you, and you are overcome with the need to lay down in this soft earth that smells like after a summer rain, and it just looks so comfortable. And suddenly, whatever it is that's going on behind you doesn't matter anymore, and you just need to sleep.
And then as I'm laying down, I just like glare over at the cloaked one, like, what's this? What the? And then.
So you're asleep. I'll go ahead and mark you.
Great,
Let's see.
thanks.
How
That'll
many
be
hit
real
points
helpful
did you,
for
how
all
many
of
did you
us.
have?
He had 7, I think, right?
I
Yeah.
have 7.
Okay, so there's still 15 hit points out there.
There are still 15. And that's all that happens.
Oh no, you didn't do enough.
Wow. So Morthos
my
just
God,
puts
you
the
just-
ally to sleep.
So, no,
And-
it's funny because if you had cast it just far enough away where it got the other one and not him, 22 is exactly their number of hit
Oh,
points, which I shouldn't
no.
tell you. And I was like, oh, this is going to work perfectly. And then you're like, no, I want to cast it here. I was like, oh no. Well,
I mostly wanted to do that in case there was anyone else in the room, but
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
strategically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's not like in their range, pretty much.
So what happens
the
with
other person?
sleep is there's a total of 22 hit points worth of like sleepy dots. And when your 7 got taken away from the 22 and there were 15 left, there were no creatures with 15 or fewer hit points left. Wait,
Within range.
within range.
Okay. I
Within the
figured it
20-foot
might like
range.
make him slightly sleep, but
Mm-mm. No,
okay.
this is an all or nothing one. So
Mm.
because the spell ran out of hit points to cover a full, like, another creature, you're the only one that gets put to sleep, unfortunately.
You could have totally taken out that one guy if you would have just put it on him.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on. You don't know if there's more people. We got jumped by these invisible guys.
Yeah, and that's true.
You weren't
like,
there, man.
Mechanically, I explained what happened because you all have never played before, but for all Morthos knows, there were 4 other people who were just like really weak that all just passed out, but are still maybe invisible because they didn't take an action. Like, he doesn't know. He could still feel super accomplished.
Is
I feel pretty good about it.
sleep a concentration spell?
Why?
Or not? Or
Why
is,
would you feel good?
not sleep? Is invisibility a concentration spell?
This invisibility, I do not believe. Let me double check and make sure. Well, I will look at what the spell invisibility says for you, or says in general, because you don't know what they may or may not be using.
Do I have any more movement or anything?
Yeah, you've only moved 5 feet, so you still have 25 feet of movement. You still have a bonus action if you have anything you would like to do.
Run up and apologize to
I am going to
Yeah,
I don't have any bonus action abilities. That's the problem.
the invisibility spell is concentration.
Oh.
Sorry,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to step back into this room where I see them. And then I'm going to say, we got attacked. And Rakuzen is asleep on the ground.
You're just
You're gonna tell them why?
In front of the-
No. I'm going to say, we got attacked. Rakuzen killed a guy. There's another guy in there. That's what I'm going to say.
I love it. Okay. All right. Well, it's the dead guy's turn, so nothing happens. Bear.
The dead guy lays
There.
there.
Well, I didn't understand what he said, so
Yeah, you have no idea.
You just saw
yeah.
that happen.
Yeah.
Just waving my
Unless
arms.
could have Cookie like kind of told her.
yeah, you could translate.
Yeah, just repeated
Yeah,
it.
if we want to say that like the free speech, haha, the free like talking action you could have taken on your turn, since this is all
Yeah.
kind of happening simultaneously, you can
Yeah.
do like a quick like,
He said
oh no,
this.
they're in there getting attacked.
He just said
or whatever.
there's a guy that's dead, but there's also a guy that's still living, and Rokuzen's asleep.
When you speak to animals, is it out loud? Or is it
Yeah.
like... Okay. I was going to ask if Cookie was going to say my
Telepathic.
name to Bear, just like... Because Cookie's the only one that knows my name.
Is it
Yeah.
more.
So I could just yell it right now.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, Morthos
Everyone
said.
will
She
know.
probably did. At this point, I feel like we probably all like know Morthos's name because it's probably come out at some point.
I don't think it has. I don't think.
No, it
it's-
hasn't.
And literally
No,
the only
it
person he told.
hasn't.
Teddy's just
Yeah,
trying
it
to
was just
justify
him and
him saying Morthos
You
a
only
bunch.
you only say that because it's been a month since our last recording.
Yeah.
So I feel like by now.
When
Yeah.
when
Like, at this
Cookie
point.
speaks to Bear, is it in common or is it in bear language?
So the way I've always thought of speak with animals, like if you knew the language or if there was one, then you wouldn't necessarily need a spell to do that. I always think of it as like the sort of like speaking in tongues kind of thing where you speak in whatever language you want to that you know. And because of the magical like connection you have made with like nature in the area, any animal that you're speaking to has the capability to kind of like understand the information that you're conveying. And there are varying levels of intelligence determine how much of it they can like process and understand and what they can respond with,
Okay.
if anything.
So Cookie's not growling right now.
No. Unless Cookie wants to growl for like emphasis. I think the spell specifies that they can communicate back in like vague ideas or something like that. So if Bear wanted to like think back like something, I think you can.
So I can move 30 per action.
Yeah, so you get you get a movement and you get an action. So you could move 60 if you wanted to dash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm going to move. I'm definitely going to move 30.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to dash, though, because then I'll just run up in front of them and do nothing. You know? Can I rage next turn?
Yes, you could also do that. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to do it at any certain point. It's just that the point at which you initiate the rage is when its effects begin. So if you want to hold on to it in case you're worried that you might not be able to attack or take damage, then you could totally wait.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm only going to move about 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to chill.
All right.
And I can't move Cookie, but she's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she is with you, so I
Yeah.
will grab her.
Yeah. Sure.
Unless, it's not your turn, so
Yeah, I
you
was
wouldn't have the
trying to think.
opportunity to dismount yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I have no choice.
You're kind of along for the ride at the moment.
Yeah.
I can
and
always get off. Yeah.
Yeah, so you do see this one individual standing right there. And when the two of you come rushing into the room, there is this sort of like shimmering, almost like something's happening with the fabric of reality that occurs kind of like adjacent to the prone figure of Recrusen that you see on the ground.
Oh my god, that evil laugh.
As an additional figure comes into view.
Oh.
Because they had a held action that they were waiting on.
Right where I am, just
Can I,
laying right next to him.
They have more
Can
than
I
15
scent
HP.
the room for more people?
Um,
Because I only moved.
yeah, if you want to like take your action to do like your smell check, since you can't see them
I'm going to
anyway.
do a smell check.
Yeah, to see if you can
Smell
smell.
check!
Yeah.
Okay, advantage, and it's perception.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you get advantage. Yep.
19.
Heck yeah.
She rolled a 13 and a 19, and she gets to use the 19.
You distinctly smell Cookie and Cookie's baked goods. You smell an almost like industrial kind of aroma originating from this figure. You smell, what do you think, what does Recrusen smell like to you when you've interacted with Recrusen before? What gives you the that's Recrusen smell?
Recrusen, what do you smell like?
I don't know,
I don't know what he smells like.
Armor. I don't know. Like the water from the fountain.
Yeah.
Do you wear
smells
any
like
cologne?
It smells
sweaty?
rusty.
You smell-
Okay.
Just sweat.
And then you smell like the sort of like metallic smell of blood kind of like hovering over this individual.
The
and
dead
you
boy.
smell this person. This, by the way, this person is definitely villainous.
Mm.
That comes into view. And those are the distinct aromas like in this room, aside from like petrichor, wet earth, rivery, like water type smells. You don't smell anything else distinctive. So that indicates to you that unless something happens to be like aromaless as well, that there's probably not anyone else in this room.
Okay. And is talking to animals still active?
I think she's got like 10 minutes or something on that.
Yeah, like 10 minutes
okay.
game time too. So it's literally been like 9 seconds since all this started.
Yeah.
So we can talk for a long time.
Yeah, probably for this
okay.
entire encounter.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Cookie, there's 2 bad guys.
Is that bear voice?
That's a good bear voice.
Okay, so we can be confident there's no one else in this room other than the 2 other people that's already there.
Based on a smell check.
Based on smell check.
Awesome.
I did smell check. We're good.
Just smell check.
I like it having like a Cookie Monster voice.
I know. While Bear is talking to you, Cookie, you have this almost like, it's almost like the beginnings like of a headache where your mind just kind of feels a little like weird and your brain kind of feels almost like disconnected for a moment. Like in that sense of like something weird is happening in my head, like fuzzy headedness. And I want you to make a charisma save for me, please.
16.
Yeah, you're way good. Okay.
Heck yeah.
You are familiar with what happened to you. Whether or not you chose to learn the spell Charm Person, that is something that would have been highly like encouraged and offered during your training in your bardic arts. And the particular feel that happens when that spell is cast on someone definitely just happened to you. But there was a little bit of everything was normal, except instead of feeling like your will was having to push back against someone, it was almost as if the force of your personality was having to like fend this off. And it caught you off guard a little bit, but being the bard that you are, shrugged it off, no problem. All right.
Perfect.
So that was a held action. All right. So Bear, you have action smelled. You have use your movements. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to use?
I'm not going to rage yet. I'm going to wait.
No?
So no.
Okay. Cool. Recusing.
My claws are always out.
Your claws are always out. Now, I have to check the sleep spell because I think you actually have to, somebody has to like.
He has to get hit.
Yeah, somebody has to attack you
God.
or.
Rakuzen plays dead.
Oh, no.
Until the spell ends, the sleeper takes damage or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake.
Yeah.
Love it.
And he's right next to the baddies. So.
Literally both of them.
Yeah. All right. So you're taking a nice nap, a dirt nap.
Nice.
Villainous.
Love it.
Villainous's turn. He makes a face at you. His face like wrinkles up in like frustration, Cookie, as whatever it was that he tried to do, which you think you know, doesn't seem to have worked out. And he kind of mutters something under his breath, and he reaches out his hand at you. And now I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom.
Oof.
3.
You feel like your muscles contort almost into like verging on the edge of like cramping, and your joints almost seem to like seize and lock up, and you are held by the hold person spell, which is also something you'd be vaguely familiar with, although this would be above your current skill level to cast.
I just want to point out that was a 1 before her bonuses.
Yes.
So it was a really bad roll.
A really bad roll. Now, did you put a coin in the fountain? Did you toss a coin to your Witcher? You did not.
No.
Okay.
I did
Thank
not
you. I
toss
was
a coin
like-
to the Witcher.
Man.
Bear drank something.
I think it was just Fergus. It was just Fergus and Rokuzen that did
Yeah.
that, and then Bear drank from it, and that was it.
And got
A
the
lot
spell.
of it.
Yeah.
Bear just like stuck her whole face
Yeah.
into the fountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, actually, yes, I remember that distinctly because I had a dog that used to drink that way. It made me think of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was the whole thing of fighting over the scroll.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, there was. Alright.
Grabbed it, and then you're
It was
like,
Morthos
oh, I
wanted
can't
to use
safely
this.
read it.
Yep,
You
yep.
can have this back.
Sorry about that.
After
Sorry,
he does
here's
this
my real
and
name.
you're fine. Your joints lock up. You can feel yourself being unable to move. He kind of like He grins at you and he looks over at the person sitting next to him and he says, "Kill them." And he takes a step back over here, kind of like, well, he's a little bit hidden by this guy, so we'll move him out of the way. But he's also like, he's standing like over the body of this guy, like kind of like behind this boulder, so he's out of line of sight. And that's his turn. Fergus.
So Fergus moves up 30 feet. Fergus moved up slightly in front of Bear. He put away his short sword last time. He's got his bow out now.
Mm-hmm.
So does he see Villainous?
Yeah, from where you're standing, you would have line of sight on both Villainous and this other person.
Okay. Fergus locks eyes with Villainous and just kind of like smiles, like a kind of like, oh, now this is the moment I've been waiting for. Like,
I've been waiting.
I hate how right you were.
Teddy this entire time was like, I'm gonna go save the dam and help this guy. We're gonna get this stone. I'm gonna be a hero.
Well, you didn't like him from the get-go, but it was for no reason.
Yeah.
No reason whatsoever. You were just like, oh, I like his face.
Yeah,
He turned out to be the villain.
That's a Fergus reason.
I had decided between games after the reveal of like, oh, Katie's like, this guy's gonna be shouting. I had decided that Fergus would be like, this guy's an idiot, and like not give a shit. And at one point, like I even went to Raku's and was like, do you want to get out of here? And you're like, oh, this matters. So I just came up with the reason for Fergus to give a shit about the adventure at all was that he would want to punch the guy. So that's the only reason
And he needed an excuse.
Yeah, he needed an honorable excuse to punch the guy because he is a man of he to be a proper king, he needs to be a man of honor.
Which, of course, at the time made zero sense, but now it does.
Yeah.
He's
It made sense for Fergus.
Yeah. Fergus just didn't like the guy. And if anybody was like, yeah, he looked bad at me once, they'd be like, good enough, I'm going back and punch him now.
I love it.
He pulls back his bow to do the shot. And then he looks at Villainous in the eyes and goes, okay, crazy man. I think I've heard enough of you talking forever, and releases a shot.
I love it.
There's my cool one-liner.
There you go.
Hopefully I nailed this shot. I got a 5.
And he's got a +4. That means he rolled a 1.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's red like that, it's a critical fail.
Yeah, but I have inspiration.
That's 2 critical fails in a row.
You have bardic inspiration.
Uh-oh.
You do.
What does that give me exactly?
So at this level, bardic inspiration gives you a d6 that you could add to the roll. But as you're pulling this bow back and you're going to release this shot, something about the way as you're releasing and the string comes flying forward and there's like that little rush of air by your face that always happens as you like release an arrow and it starts to fly. You're just looking at the curvature of the arrow for the split second as it's like released from the bow, and not the curvature, like the trajectory, sorry. And something inside of you is like, this ain't it, chief. And there's this like, you have like that thought of that moment that the cookie like brought to mind at first. And then there's also the sense of like, this has been like a wacky day and it all just seems like almost orchestrated in a way, right? Like there's like a plan to this, or maybe there's not. And it all just is a matter of fortune. Like Timora comes to mind. And when she does that, and her to be the goddess of like fortune, but also to be closely associated with halflings, do you, Fergus, after this like thought comes into your mind almost obtrusively, as if like it's being placed there rather than it came naturally to you, with that feeling of like that, almost like that thought placed on you, that almost like outstretched hand, would Fergus like, all right, Timora, what's up? Or
yeah, I think like Fergus kind of reluctantly threw a coin in earlier, and he very much is kind of like, this isn't. He felt like it really wasn't worth much at the time, and so having this go like, hey, something might come of this, he's kind of like, kind of going like, hope that was worth something, as he like, is in that moment kind of going like, well, if you're gonna help, like maybe me throwing this coin was worth my time.
The disgruntled adventurer, like, well, fine, make yourself useful then.
Yeah.
All right, roll me a 1d100.
42.
Wow.
Okay.
The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, I know. I like it. I want you to re-roll. Like, click on longbow in the attack section again in your character sheet.
A 21.
Okay. Click
20.
on the word longbow and chat to roll damage.
1. Longbow. That's a 10, folks. A 10.
Okay. So you release this arrow, and this thought kind of like pushes itself into your mind, and you're like, fine, all right, you know what? If you're gonna help. And it's almost like you can see, like magic bullet style, it like shift in a way that is super unnatural and sinks itself into like right into like the hip of this. He's kind of like half almost behind, not fully half. He doesn't have half cover, but he's partially behind this boulder. It's like the side of him is exposed, and it sinks deeply into his hip, and he kind of like winces and leans a little bit like away from that side as the like impact of it connects with him, and he looks very unhappy about that. That was a solid hit. Okay. You do still have your inspiration. You get to hold on to that for 10 minutes.
Okay. I think that's my turn.
Yeah. Now, do you want to stay out in front? Because you also could have moved just 25 feet here and then move 5 feet back to shoot if you want. But if you wanted to like charge out in front and stay there, you totally can do that.
I think he wants to stay in front. He
Okay.
very much, even though he has just met these people, he very much thinks of himself as the leader. That's very much how he like views himself as a person. So he's like, I got to be in front. I got to lead these people to victory.
Unsurprised,
Clearly,
yeah.
they can't do it on their own. The paladin looks like he's asleep.
It could be dead.
Could be dead for all we know. I love it.
I would love it.
All right.
Can we see him like breathing? Does he look like he's snoring or something? I would love if Rakuza just snoring.
For someone with the amount of clothing that he has on and like chainmail and stuff, you would have to take an action from this distance to determine whether or not you can see like the rise and fall of somebody breathing.
Okay.
That would be like a medicine check.
Yeah.
If like from this far away kind of thing.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay. In that case, it is Cookie's turn. You had been held by a spell. And the way that hold person works, they put a spell on you. Sorry. At the
And now you're mine.
Yeah, nice. At the end of your turn, so it does skip your turn.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to make another wisdom save.
Did I fall off a bear?
Bear hasn't moved yet. I don't think.
Bear hasn't moved. If Bear had moved within the span of this time, that is a possibility because there's no there's no saddle here. There's nothing holding you on the back of Bear except your body like adjusting to being on top of a charging bear. So if Bear had another turn and had moved, that might have happened. But at this point, Bear is like stopped and you're just kind of like stiff, like
on
frozen there.
Bear. Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead and make another wisdom save. Let's see if you manage to break out of this spell.
17.
Oof. So as you're having this thought and all this is unfolding in front of you and like you're just wanting to have control of yourself again, you feel your force of will override whatever it is that is controlling you, and the fluidity returns to your joints, the tension in your muscles relaxes, and like in that sort of like palpable way that relaxation washes over you when like a Charlie horse finally goes away. It's almost like that. There's like big relief sense of tension washes over you. Your turn is over, but you're no longer paralyzed.
Cool.
Which is good.
Yes.
Because it's this guy's turn. Ooh, that's a solid hit too. Heck. Okay. So, this creature like takes a couple of steps, moves quickly over at you, Fergus, and there's like this distinct like clankiness to the way that they move. And as they reach out, it looks like they're going to punch you, but a blade comes out of their arm and they stab you with this arm blade, and it does 8 points of damage. Are you still awake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They went through my armor class.
Oh yeah, it was a 21 to hit.
Okay, then yeah, that's
I
fine.
rolled really well. They don't have that big of a plus. They rolled really
Yeah,
high.
I'm down to 4.
Okay, you're still awake. All right.
Wow.
That was a solid, painful hit from that creature.
Does Cookie have some healing cookies?
I know cure wounds.
That works.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's their turn?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
It. So it is Morthos' turn again.
Morthos is hiding back there. Everybody else has ran past fucking saving. I'm gonna put Rakuzan to sleep and then run away.
Hey, you guys
That's
weren't
pretty
there
much
yet.
what happened.
I am going to step up to here. That 10 feet.
Okay.
Is that? That's close.
Right behind Bear.
I was trying to
Right behind the bear
I
booty.
can't get that spot, but that's fine. It's fine.
The bear.
And then so I don't want to kill Fergus, so I shouldn't do this actually.
Oh my god, you've caused enough friendly damage already.
Like, whose side are you on?
Is this an area of effect
Yeah.
attack? Because what the
Well,
heck?
I was considering casting Acid Splash.
Uh-huh.
And I can target one creature within range or two creatures within range that are within 5 feet of each other.
You don't have to attack me.
But I could just be sloppy, you know? Like,
He said he wasn't good at fighting.
He did give that disclaimer.
Yeah,
That
he
doesn't
said he
mean he's
wasn't
not
much of a
good at
fighter.
spell casting.
I'm hurling a bubble of acid, you know?
Okay.
That's got some splash to it.
Are you doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Who are
You
you
gonna do
targeting?
it to both of them or just the one?
I don't want to kill Fergus.
Okay. All right.
And
go
I
ahead
feel
and make
like
your-
he might die if this happened that
Well,
way.
okay. So, just, because this is, well, I don't know if this is going to be a one shot anymore. I don't know what's happening. But for the purposes of explaining, you don't just outright die when you drop to 0 hit points or below in D&D unless you go negative equal to your max number of hit points. So if you manage to do like 15 or 20 points of damage,
Oh, okay. No,
you
I
could
wouldn't do
outright
that.
kill him. So what happens is when you hit 0, you fall unconscious and then you start going through saving throws to see if you die.
Just a warning for Morthos. See, I'm a half orc, and we have this fun thing that if you did knock me down to 0, but not kill me outright, I bounce back up to 1. I'm still conscious, and I'm gonna turn around and maybe go after the guy who just attacked me.
Half orcs get knocked down, but they get up again.
Yeah, we have half orc resilience, I believe. Relentless endurance.
Mm-hmm.
So
Vendetta.
So if you did attack me, I would not die.
See, the problem is, yeah, it's a direct attack on him. It would be targeting him, so I don't like it. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna target the one guy. If it was like an area of effect, just it was gonna happen like it did to Rakuzan, I would totally do it and just if it happened. But I'm just gonna target the bad guy.
True chaotic evil
Great.
or chaotic neutral creature. I love it. All right, make your. Is it an attack or a save?
It's an attack.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll. Oh, it says DC 13 dexterity save. Okay. I will make my dex save. I will try to make my dex save.
Oh, that's also a thing. Is I could also dodge it. What's the thing with this?
So I hurl a bubble, and then I can choose one or two creatures within range if they're within 5 feet of each other. Target must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 1d6.
So if they succeed, they don't take any damage?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'd be real bad if you missed. With me.
God.
It succeeds on its saving throw. Or
Oh,
he
man.
does.
Nothing
So
happens.
Nothing happens. Okay.
Morthos is bad at
Oh my
attacking.
god. Morthos is not. having a rough time.
It's not that nothing happens. So what happens is you come over and you just like as any other time you would cast a spell, you summon this like bubble of acid to splash over this creature. But the bulk of it just kind of seems to miss their form because they managed to avoid the most of it hitting them. So while there might be like residual splashing, it doesn't cause any damage. It's like nothing happened or that you did anything poorly. It moved out of the way. It happens. If you want to have done poorly, you could have. But if you were trying to hit it, then he just got out of the way. And that's
Do we
just
know
life
that
sometimes.
Morthos is on our team?
I was aiming for
At this
Fergus.
point.
Let me just.
I would like to be very clear and say that this was deliberate. No. You still have some movement and a bonus action if you'd like to do anything. If not, then we'll move on.
I think I'm just gonna stay put where I am.
Yeah,
I'm in a
that's
good
fair.
spot.
That's a good idea.
So, Bear.
My turn. Okay, I'm gonna move up to
Okay.
the bro.
Okay.
Up to the bro.
This bro. Right there.
The closest bro.
Oh,
The closest bro. Cookie comes along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm still in the back.
Yeah. You're on the bareback.
Yeah.
She's
Doing
riding
some
bareback. I'm gonna rage.
Nice. Okay.
I am angry now, and I'm gonna.
How calmly that is. I am
No
going
talk
to
me, I
rage.
Yankee.
My real secret is I'm always angry.
All right.
I'm gonna give the dude that shanked Fergus the stabbies, the slashies.
Okay. Yeah.
I rolled a 5, which is a critical miss because
Because she has
I have
a
a
plus
plus
4.
4.
There have been so many of these.
Beckers, would you say that you're inspired to do better?
He wants to use my inspiration roll. It's too late though, because I already rolled though, didn't I?
If you
No. So the way that DM inspiration works, or for me anyway, there are a couple of different ways. I will either allow you to roll a d6 and add it if you're like close on a roll and you want to give yourself an edge, or you can re-roll.
I'd probably reroll.
I
Yeah.
reroll.
Oh, reroll, yes, please.
Like literally as bad as it can be.
Yeah, that's
So
the
you
one.
are charging at this like creature. You move around, you get into position, and you're like, stabbing Fergus is not great. I'm gonna slash at you. And you go to do it, and as your paw starts to connect, it's like you almost feel where there should be like soft warm flesh, there's something like cold and metallic. And at first you're like, this is not normal. You know, and whatever like thought process that a bear would have to be like, not gonna work. Heck.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So you draw on the inspiration from earlier where you've just been kind of feeling really confident today and successful. You know, you're like, you sniffed out all this bread. Everybody seems to be pretty happy with what happened after that. Like there are cookies being passed around. You've got a promise of lemon bars in the future. Go ahead and re-roll.
My life's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
There we
21.
go.
21.
Okay, I got 21 now.
Okay. And so where initially it's like your claws began to like scrape like impotently on the surface of something cold and metallic, you're able to, because you recognize this happening, kind of like put a little bit more of your weight behind it, and you can feel like your claws like sinking into whatever it was that seemed to like reject your attack at first. So go ahead and click the word bear claws in the chat so that it'll roll a damage for you.
I rolled 2 of rage and 4 slashing, so that makes 6 because that's what that adds up to.
Nice. Yep.
Because that's what math is. That's how math
You thought this was a fantasy story. It was math all along.
We tricked you. That's how you trick kids into doing math, is by playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I love it. Okay. All right. So that is your bonus action to rage. That was your attack, or you just get one attack at this point, right? I think you should. You still have a little bit of movement if you want to move, or if you want to just chill where you're at, you can totally do that too.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Nobody has checked on Recusing.
I realized that I should have after my turn. I was like, oh, I should have run over and like hit him or something. It was too late.
I was too busy
I'm
trying to
still here.
kill
It just
Fergus.
looks like
Asleep
really comfortable.
Next to 2 enemies.
Yeah, you know, like you didn't like pass out. You had the opportunity to kind of lay yourself down. So he looks like he's just like laying on the ground over there. Interesting. Interesting. And we are back to Villainous. Villainous's turn. Villainous, standing from behind his bouldery sort of thing, kind of pulls this wand like out from like a pocket or something, like maybe like a little like sheath, who knows. He brandishes it. And these like crackling little balls of energy come like shooting out of them, and they're almost like heat-seeking missile style, where they don't make like straight trajectories, but they seem to be like honing in on different creatures and smacking them. So, Magic Missile is an interesting spell because Magic Missile can't miss unless you have the shield spell. Oof. Okay. So, the first one. Let's see. There's only been 2 that have attacked so far. So we're going to split these evenly between the bear and Fergus, which in his mind, to justify his actions, seem to be the biggest threats, like to him currently. He was able to like control you pretty easily, Cookie, in his opinion. So he doesn't see you currently as much of a threat. And the only reason I explain that is because we're going to do 2 on bear. So you're going to take a total of 5 and 4 is 9 points of force damage, which might be a lot for a bear. I don't know how many hit points you have. And then Fergus is going to take a total of 7 points of force damage.
That knocks me down, so I pop back at 1.
If it's a choice that you have and you don't want to use it for some reason, then you don't have to.
I would have no reason not to.
Okay, I was like, yeah. So if this is what, I want you to describe what happens when this crackling ball of light comes like flying over at you, and it's like almost zooms around Cookie and around Bear and hones in on you, and they like hit you one right after another, and like the air is knocked out of your lungs by this force, and you start to like collapse to your knees and almost, or do I guess, maybe fall unconscious, whatever. What happens that you get back up? I
think Fergus takes these shots almost like shots to the gut, and he's just kind of like coughing. And he's down on his knees, and he kind of like tries steadying himself with his bow, just kind of like locks eyes with Villainous, and is like looks at me like, you will not win. And uses his bow to kind of like pull himself back up.
Okay. Man, Fergus seeming like a much more serious, like deep character in this part than in the previous parts. But
literally, Shrek's child is saying this stuff. Like,
but maybe he could use some healing. So he has used mechanically. I have used my relentless endurance to go from 0 hit points back up to 1. I can only do that once per long rest, so I cannot do this again.
Noted.
He has a very pleased
says the guy who has done 0 damage so far.
Not for lack of trying.
One
He
good
did
swing
land a
with
blow.
that staff, you could get 1 damage.
To be fair, you could still have done damage. You just happened to also roll the lowest possible number of damage, which wiped it out. He looked very pleased when you started to like buckle under your own weight at first, Fergus, and he now looks quite startled as you begin to like push yourself back up. He's going to begin moving. He's gonna walk over here and then over here, and he's gonna start running this direction.
Shit.
Bear,
motherfucker.
Because he passes within 5 feet of you and leaves that space, and also Cookie.
Take him down.
You have what is called opportunity attack. That means you can make 1 melee attack with whatever weapon you have or whatever.
I want to try.
Yeah, I think like
Absolutely.
whatever it is that you have on hand, like a rapier or whatever. I assume when you're charging into the room, you would have drawn
on paw.
Cookie. Yeah, yours obviously
or a claw.
But So it does have to be a melee weapon, but that's the only stipulation.
Yeah,
so go ahead and make your...
Cookie has a dagger
Damn.
and a short bow, so
I rolled a
Perfect.
22.
Yeah, dagger then.
22
is
is bear
swiping
claws.
while Cookie's trying to decide how to attack.
Cookie rolls a 14 with her dagger.
And you're making this attack and the last one, bear, and there's like the taste of that really like fresh, pure water is like almost in your mouth as you're making these attacks, and it's really refreshing. I believe both of those hit. Yes, they definitely do. So go ahead and roll your damage. Ooh, 8 from bear.
Bear rolls
Ooh.
8.
And 4 from Cookie. Okay, he had 12 hit points left.
Wow.
So
Team.
Whoa.
the 1-2 punch from the dream team over here
Wow.
is enough to render him unconscious.
Ooh,
I can't believe
carrying
they're-
the squad. Y'all literally sleeping on the job.
Oh, he goes charging in first and is like takes
I
this
missed the entire fight pretty
knows.
much.
No one knows your bravery because they walked in and Morthos is like, he's asleep or something. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. He said he got
Oh my
attacked.
God.
They know that. Okay, so you make
I'm
a
gonna
ferocious swipe.
I'm gonna love to hear Rakuzen's story about what happened before we got there.
I woke up and everyone around me was dead.
So there in Cookie, you described to me how this 1-2 thing sort of happens that causes Villainous to like collapse as he's running away.
We gotta do a
I'm
combo
still on her
too.
back,
It's
right?
both of us.
Yeah. You haven't dismounted yet. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Bear,
All right.
I would imagine, Bear, did you like lunge forward and just
Yeah.
like,
As he's running by, I'm gonna like slash him down his back because he's going by, right? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like lean super far forward so like Cookie's got a good angle
Nice.
at the end of my blow. Be good.
I was thinking while she is like leaning forward, Cookie could have like actually like jumped like on
nice.
his back and just stabbed him.
Like springboards. I
Yeah.
love it. I'll allow it.
Man,
Let's do
Bear
it.
and Cookie are too cool.
I just fling Cookie at him.
You know, I'm glad it was these two. You know, I'm glad this duo was the one that got him.
Yeah.
We still have a guy to kill,
Yeah,
You do
there's
still have a guy too.
henchman.
and his name's Morthos.
There's one.
Holy shit.
Fergus, it is your turn, sir.
Ah.
There is still this other person
I'm
next
still
to you.
asleep.
Rakuzen is still asleep. You have your-
Rakuzen, I totally was going to check on you next turn, but then that happened. Because I was right next to you.
That was just your
an
reaction.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not even your
Oh,
turn.
yeah.
So you're still going to get your turn. This is just
Oh,
something
yeah, that's right.
That was
If
your
Fergus
reaction.
doesn't
that
kill the
triggered-
man
triggered
right
because of
now.
it. Yeah, exactly. True.
I guess it would take too much to switch to a short sword. Plus, I don't think there's any like long range, close range disadvantage.
What you could do is you get to draw or stow one weapon as a free action on your turn. So you could stow your bow. You want your short sword, you said, right?
Yeah, they both do the same damage, so I'll say
Or
short.
whichever sword, your melee weapon. You,
Let's go
'cause you currently
hand
have a
axe.
bow
I
out.
feel like I want to finish someone with a hand axe.
Okay. Yeah. So you can for free stow your bow, and then if you wanted to take a bonus action to draw that, I would allow that.
Okay.
And then you'd still
yeah.
have your action to attack.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do that because the dude's right next to me. So
Okay.
he puts away his bow, and on his hip he grabs his hand axe, and swings hard to try and take out this final foe.
All right. Make your attack roll.
Hand axe, that's a 10.
That is not going to hit.
I
You
didn't-
do still have your inspiration, though, from Cookie because you haven't used it.
I will use that now, please.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your d6.
That's a 2.
So you
Okay.
got 12.
The taste of that cookie and the memory like surfaces on your mind, and it really drives you to, yes, it does total to a 12, to try to like make this like mighty blow. And your axe connects with this person, and where you would expect it to sink into flesh or to feel the like the pushback from armor, it's like they're not wearing plate, but it's almost as if you hit solid plate. And while you feel like a little bit of give, like maybe a dent or something, it does not seem to be like the satisfying strike that you were expecting.
AKA did not beat his armor class.
Exactly. Yes. I try to make it not feel like, well, you did nothing and you wasted your turn, like some people do. So I'm like, it's not necessarily your fault. Sometimes you just don't win.
As a reminder for people with healing spells, I have 1 hit point.
One? Damn.
Yeah. Because he got knocked unconscious, but he's a half orc and he has the relentless endurance.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
And on that note, it is Cookie's turn.
Oh, but she can wake somebody up, or she can.
Or she can heal the person who's that's totally okay.
Deal with the immediate
Or
threat.
you could just attack on your own. You do whatever you want.
Get the kill.
I'm safe where I am now. I'm in a good spot.
Get his beauty rest.
Rokuzen's fine. So I'll go ahead and I'll heal Fergus. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Because you guys surrounded the other dude, whereas before I was like next to him.
Yeah, you're between the two.
I was literally between the two.
Yeah.
I can't believe neither of them got to hit me. Like
I don't think they were worried about you.
I guess.
They did kind of like little like DM like info. They saw you as a non-threat. They knew you weren't dead, but they saw you as a non-threat for the time being. But depending upon what happened, you might have turned into like a hostage situation. But he got a little too scared by Fergus's like "you shall not pass" sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because
His
like
little
literally,
speech.
he knew that should have taken him out based on like the wounds, or he felt very strongly about it, and the fact that it looked like he was going to fall, and he got back up, and then was like, "I'm coming."
Then he was
you.
like, "Oh fuck."
He's like, "I'm getting out of here," and then it just didn't go out very well for him. So anyway, what you doing, Cookie?
All right, so cure wounds.
All right.
I am level 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 8.
I rolled an 8.
So that brings me up to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That is pretty good.
Much better than a 1.
What cookie do you heal him with, or is this
Yeah.
magic?
What kind of baked good is this?
I feel as if this would be a healing fudge brownie.
I was gonna go with fudge, so like
I
close
love
enough.
it. Yeah.
I had that in my head for
I
some
have to
reason.
ask though, do you like walk over and like shove it into their mouth? Or is it like, here, eat this, you'll feel
She just
better.
runs, opens the mouth, and
Like elbow deep.
Oh my
I'm saving
God.
your life.
Nom, 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 nom,
Rubs
nom.
the brownie
Jeez.
into his stab wound.
There is actually there's a book series, I forget who it's by, like R.L. Salvatore or something, that they're connected to the D&D world and become part of lore. And in it, I always read about how they like uncork the vial of healing potion and they pour half on the wound and drink the other half. And so I imagine like the brownie, like take a bite and then
Smush the other half
Let's close the wound
into
up.
the blood. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Spackle it over.
So would you like to do anything with your bonus action, and would you like to move, or are you chill? What you feeling?
Yeah, since I can't attack like the other dude, I guess I'll be fine. I'll just stick with where I'm at with everybody.
Are you inspiring?
You don't have to, but you could if you want to.
No, because
Hold on to
Morthos
that.
is hiding.
Okay.
And Rokuzen's asleep. So
I mean, you can give
I
it.
guess I could inspire Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can she also inspire herself?
You cannot inspire yourself.
Okay.
Not lore bards can eventually do that for skill checks,
Okay.
but not at this level.
But she can
And-
inspire me.
I
or
guess
Bear.
I could inspire Fergus again.
Yeah, you could do Fergus again, or you could do Bear.
Yeah, Bear's next, and if we're assuming Morthos is impotent, Bear would be
Wow.
the next one in line.
I've done the most here, I would say.
You have put our paladin to sleep.
Who would say that?
Doing the most in a sense, might
Think
be.
about it.
Like,
The most for
Doing
their
the
team.
Okay.
Doing
All
the
right.
most for someone else.
I think what Cookie will do is Cookie will look over to Bear and she's like, "You did good, Bear. Have a lemon cake early.
Yes.
Like right now."
Hell yeah. Okay.
There you go.
You throw it at me. I'll catch it.
yeah, absolutely. I love it. So you have that
Okay.
inspiration, and you can use it sometime within the next 10 minutes in game time, which will definitely be like enough time to use in combat if that so happens to come up. All right. So now it is this guy's turn. So he's got this arm blade thing out, right? And he kind of like faces the three of you all as like a lot, and he raises his left arm and one shoots out of that one too, and he's just gonna like double kind of like punch forward and stab one into Fergus and one into Bear.
Turns out this was an Assassin's Creed crossover.
Who knew? Okay, does a 15 hit you, Fergus?
It does. I got a 13.
Okay,
Good thing she healed me.
does a 16 hit you, Bear?
Dang it. My armor class is 15, so that's yes, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. 1 and a 2. Fergus, you take 7 points of slashing damage as this arm blade sinks deeply into your solar plexus.
I am still up.
You're still up.
Yeah. Morthos says worried.
Am I still raging?
You are still raging. You have
So I have
attacked,
a
you've taken
resistance?
damage, you've done all your stuff. You do have resistance to this. You would have taken 9 points of damage, so you're going to only take 5 points of damage.
Okay. All right. I have one left.
And they're like, and they pull these like serrated blades back out, and they're just kind of like squaring off against a lot of you. All right.
Bad bear sounds.
Sad bear sounds.
Morthos.
If I use Mage Hand, the cost to cast is 1 action. Would I be able to manipulate the hand, or would that be a second action I don't have?
Well, let's read the spell. Because sometimes it says when you cast it, you can, but I don't use Mage Hand a whole lot. A spectral floating hand appears at the point you choose. The hand lasts for a duration until you dismiss it. It vanishes if you're more than 30 feet away. You can use your action. You can use your action to control the hand. So because you haven't cast it yet, the first action would be casting it, and then you would have to take an additional action on your next turn to control it.
Oh, okay. So that's, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to run over to Rakuzen then and wake him up.
Okay.
Because that's...
How are you going to wake him up?
I'm going to hit him with my staff because it doesn't do anything other than poke people.
Yeah. Well, and you can choose to just hit somebody and not intend to cause like damage to them. So yeah.
Okay,
You get,
I'll run
like,
over here.
All right.
And then, yeah, I'll just kind of... I don't want to hit him in the head, I guess.
Yeah. That's nice of you.
Give him a two-handed jab, kind of in the chest, but not like super hard. Just like,
Right where I
kinda
was stabbed with a
shock him
javelin.
awake. Is that where you were stabbed? Oh,
I'm pretty
sorry.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of chest range. You can
Yeah, that's
boop him
true.
somewhere where he wasn't stabbed, if you so choose.
Or if
Or
you want
you
to
can
just
put salt
dig
firm
into my
poke.
wound, that's fine.
A firm poke. So you wake up to a firm poke.
I wake up very confused and very oh, you guys are here now. What oh, there's Vilnius, he's dead. What happened?
Things are going well, okay?
And that's about... Oh, do you have a bonus action you'd like to use?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So Bear, it is your
I'm
turn.
just very confused.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna smack the only guy left again.
All right, do it.
12.
12.
I think you need to re-roll that, or not re-roll that. Bump that up.
He's talking about the inspiration you just
Yeah,
received
I was
from
gonna
Cookie.
use the inspire to add it to the roll.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah. So you do what seems like, again, a situation where you reach out and you go to slash at this creature and you just like hit this like metallic cold area that is really like unsettling and unnatural to you. But the flavor of that lemon bar is like the scent is still kind of like in the air, and you're like, oh yeah, I want another one of those. And
Got a
you're
sugar
able to
rush.
Connect. Yeah. So go ahead and press Bear Claws to roll your damage in the chat. Heck yeah.
All right, I rolled 7.
Sweet. All right. This creature, this person, has been like standing pretty like tall and strong this whole time, but they're kind of starting to like look like they need like a good stretch, little like jerkiness to their motions right now.
Oh god, this guy's still got a lot of HP left.
A lot is a relative amount.
If he's just now starting to show damage, I feel like that's a number that he's maybe the final boss. I'm maybe gonna take a different tactic on my next turn.
Anything with your bonus action? Bear, or do you have a bonus action that you could use?
I think the only bonus action I have is rage. So
Okay, yeah, you're good. I'm just making sure. So Recusant, you are awake. It is your turn.
Oh my god.
There's a few bodies lying around you. These people that you've all met seem to be wailing on this person in the corner. That is the one who stabbed you with a javelin. What you gonna do?
Oh my god. I want my revenge on the one who stabbed me though, but I don't think I can get to him from where I am.
Yeah, you don't scan because you can attack at an angle. So if you move up 5 feet right there, you can stab him from the
Just
side.
poke him it from the corner.
Yeah.
It's
called flanking. Yeah. Flank, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna just fucking take my short swords and try and like slash him across the back. You know what I mean? Like that's the goal here. Or even better, I'm gonna go for the neck. You know? That's what I'm going for.
All right, make your 2 attacks.
Let me do this. It's under here.
Whoa.
Okay. You have made 1 solid hit. So the 22 hits, the 14 does not. Do you have anything that you haven't been inspired yet, right?
No.
And we already did your Timora thing.
Yeah.
So that's 1 good hit. Go ahead and roll the 22.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a 4.
Hey, every little bit counts. Like it's not the shot that wins the game that actually wins the game. It's all the shots plus the last shot that wins the game. You know. So you land 1 solid hit. You strike out with the second one, and where you were expecting to sink into soft neck flesh, where a gorget, or what is the other thing that's called? I forget, the thing that protects your neck, where one doesn't exist, and you should be able to stab them in their soft neck. It doesn't happen. There's like a scraping, and you just aren't able to like cut them for some reason. Fergus, it's your turn.
Okay, so I have very little hit points left, and this guy doesn't seem like he's going down soon. So
he looks pretty rough right now.
Either way, I'm going to back off a little bit. How far do you think I need to go to get outside of his range?
He only has a 5-foot range, but if you move away, he does get to swipe at you.
Oh, does disengage give me anything?
Disengage absolutely would. It takes your action, so you wouldn't be able to attack.
Then, frick. Okay, I guess I'll swing with the hand axe again.
All right, do it.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
I should have learned from the carnival game not to fuck with the hand axes. Look, I'm throwing away the hand axe after this.
Cookie.
Irony.
Cookie, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So Cookie's seeing that this guy is being a pain in the ass. So I'm wondering if maybe I should try casting Charm Person. What would that, to like get him to back off or something, or I don't know, just to let us leave?
So, Charm Person is an interesting kind of spell because it essentially makes you feel like affable towards the person or it makes them feel affable towards you. So, Charm Person, I will say, if you are fighting a creature and you try to charm it, they have advantage on the roll because it's really hard to magically charm someone who already sees you as an enemy. Yeah, and then it just regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So if you were to cast it and it were to succeed, like they failed the roll, then basically they would like see you as a friend, but and they might like answer questions, but it's not like mind control. You wouldn't get to make them do anything. Okay, so probably not then. Yeah, probably not in this situation. Like there are situations where that is like super handy and would be clutch, but probably not this one.
Yeah.
Probably just keep stabbing.
Probably just swipe with my dagger.
Yeah, you can do that. If you have like a spell that damages, that is an option too. I don't know what you do.
I don't think I do. That's
do you
the
have
thing.
a short sword or something that might be more damaging?
Because, I only know Cure Wounds, Heroism, Charm Person, and Speak with Animals. And then Mage Hand and Minor Illusion. I have
And
cantrips.
actually, now that I say that too, you've cast Speak with Animals and you've cast Cure Wounds, so you've used both of your spell slots, so you're out of spells.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
you out.
Okay, never mind then.
So
yeah.
stabbing. Stabbing's where you at.
Yeah, because, I only have my short bow and my dagger in my attacks and spellcasting box.
Okay.
So I don't have anything else. So I guess I'll just stab him with my dagger. All right, I rolled a 12.
That is, again, you like reach out with this dagger and it's just kind of like, you can't seem to pierce their flesh. So, okay, it is their turn again. They are very unhappy with being slashed at from all corners. And I think, who got the last highest?
She still has an inspiration, I think.
Yeah, you could use your bonus action to inspire someone else. That is another thing you could do.
Who's next on our team?
Inspire me again.
Morthos is actually next.
Yeah,
He could use all the help, you know?
I do need some inspiration.
Yeah,
he
he could
doesn't
use
have
some
trouble landing the
inspiration.
hits. Just
He
don't do
used all the
anything.
helping yet.
He used all his good rolls on his initiative.
All right, sure. Why the heck not? All right, so before that, Cookie turns around. How
Oh,
far away is
Jesus.
he? He's not very far,
He's
right?
like
5
just
feet.
behind
5
you.
feet. Okay.
Yeah.
And she pulls out the same shortbread cookie as she gave Fergus before, hands it to Morthos and be like, here, take this. This will help you.
Are you sure about this?
It's like, I believe in you, Morthos. And then
Aw.
everyone hears your name.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
And now we have power over him. He was no.
It would have been so much better if you were still asleep.
Oh my god. That would have killed me. And then everyone else knows but me. Cool. That would have been awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm glad I know.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have been inspired.
All right.
Did you eat the cookie?
No.
Okay, you have not been inspired.
I can say you could choose to eat it when you
no.
decide to invoke the
Okay.
inspiration.
I'm holding the cookie.
Just ready to go.
I love it. The two most recent, okay. So this creature kind of like looks around it. There's many targets to assess, and I don't need to explain their methodology to you because I've already established that I'm not just arbitrarily deciding to kill people. So it stabs forward. It's going to swing or stab at Cookie and Recusant. So I'm going to make those rolls.
Great.
Oof, critical fail against Cookie. Tries to stab you, just cannot seem to do it.
Cookie dodges.
He's gonna
Yeah.
hit me.
I'm too small. Too fast.
And I'm pretty sure your armor class is higher than 11, right, Recusant?
I'm pretty sure too. I think it's
Yeah.
like 16. Let me look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it changes. It decides to attack two new targets. Two thrusts forward. Both of them, like, one of them, he, like, barely, like, whiffs you, Cookie, where, like, he thinks he's stabbing you, but he actually just, like, stabs kind of through, like, your clothing, and it doesn't actually affect you at all. And with yours, he kind of, like, the chainmail saves you where the stab would, like, sink itself into you. It kind of, like, glances off as a result of the, like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Morthos, your turn.
Jeez. So the problem with Acid Splash is that he just has to dodge it, and then it does nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't think inspiration would really help with that,
Nope.
because it's his role.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm inspired and I do sleep, what happens?
Nothing. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just to an attack roll, an ability
Oh.
check, or a saving throw.
Okay.
So, do you have anything that? Let me look through your.
Do you have a weapon you're good at?
Yeah, my quarterstaff. That's my best bet.
I'm gonna look at your spells.
Get up
really
in
quick,
there.
Maybe
just
you
in
pass that
case.
cookie over to somebody else.
Hey man,
No?
he's only tried to use his quarterstaff once.
Yeah, you know what?
You
It's
know,
like
maybe
the-
the next time it'll be better.
Maybe.
and,
Yeah.
and this will make sure that you hit, and as long as you don't roll a 1, you'll do some damage.
All right. So I'm looking at this cookie, and I'm like,
You don't
what
have
the
to
hell?
choose to use it until you've made your roll, actually.
Okay. Well, wait. If I use it and then run and then go, that's fine though.
The
'Cause I think I'm-
inspiration you invoke after you see the number that you roll, but before you know whether or not it hits. So you can make your roll,
Okay.
and if you roll high enough, you're just going to hit him, and then you can hold on to it for next time. Because you can't actually give the cookie to someone else.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're like, that's not how bardic inspiration works. You don't just get to pass on the bard's inspiration to somebody else.
I
Even though
think
in this case it's a cookie. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna take the bite anyway.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Going
bite
for
into it.
That's more like ceremonial, just in case. Because
Yeah,
if you roll
like,
really well, you won't.
She
need it.
just handed it to me. I run over there, and then I do my two-handed quarterstaff swing,
Okay. All right.
and I was
Oh my
inspired.
God.
That was an 18.
So 18.
18.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll
All
your
right,
damage.
and now I do my damage. 3.
All right. Well, it's better than a 0.
Yeah. Every little, like I said, every little bit helps. Every little bit
Better
helps.
than.
Proud
As
of
a
you.
solid hit, it does seem to like connect. He seems to like, you can see him move against the weight of it. You feel like this one was even better than the first one. Even better. Like 3 times as better. 3 times as better. 3 times as good. That was the first one. Was there anything you'd like to do with your bonus action? I don't think so, right?
No, I'm not gonna run away right now.
Okay.
I was gonna step back.
Surrounded.
All right, Bear. What you doing? Back to you.
Okay. I just want to point out how the 5 of us are all like huddled in a corner around this guy.
Just stabbing
And
him.
we're just taking turns beating him.
And he's
Like
just
that's
taking
literally
it.
what's
Yeah.
happening.
He's just there. He's just like, I'm
Beating
fine.
the hell out of him.
5 of us surrounding this one dude who's backed up against a wall, and we're just taking turns.
One of them being a bear.
One of them's a freaking bear. All right, I'm gonna slash at him again,
Yeah, you certainly hit. Certainly.
and I hit a 22. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and roll your damage. Oof.
I'm gonna hit him for 8.
And with the final 8 of his hit points,
Oh
Bear.
my god.
There we go. Bear.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Bear, how
Good
do you
job, Bear.
how do you take this thing down? To describe it to us.
Okay, so I was thinking about how this fight would go, and I was picturing that I would eat whatever was alive, but I'm
Wow.
pretty sure that it's like not edible. I don't know. From the hints we've
I
gotten
mean,
so
you
far.
could.
You could try and eat it and then
I'm
decide
gonna
it tastes
try.
bad.
Bear is part goat.
I'm gonna try.
Oof.
I'm gonna
Make a
try and eat him.
Constitution save.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh no, Bear.
That's okay because I have a 5 bonus to my constitution.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 9.
You take a bite
Yikes.
and you're like, while you're able to kind of like crunch down on it, you can't like rip bits away. There's no like meat to be ripped off and eten.
Okay. Sad.
That's sad.
Sad bear.
But there's a
noises.
good
Very
solid
sad.
like crunch and your teeth don't break.
Oh, good. We'll have to go to the bear dentist. Okay. I just try to rip him up and
Okay.
spit him out.
That works. Yeah, you can certainly like claw and like rip bits off of him and just kind of generally like make a mess of him
Yeah.
in the
I'll just
G,
make a mess
It's
of
always
him.
good. Always
rated
good.
G sense. Yeah, you make a mess
Cookie
of him.
runs up to Bear and gives her a big bear hug.
Hee hee.
Aw, yay.
Good job, Bear.
Aw.
You saved us. Or you did the killing blow at least.
Fergus,
Yeah.
Fergus is pretty sure he's dead, but he slams his hand axe down into it, and just like A is like, killing it, but also is like, and this lives here now. I'm done with you.
Goodbye, hand axe. Fergus doesn't have a thing about axes. Never going to use them again.
Is Villainous dead or unconscious?
Nobody said. Now, okay.
I think
He's got an
Cookie?
X on his.
You
But he
and
did get
Bear
shanked.
were the ones who attacked him, and you can choose with the melee attack to do what's called subdual damage, which will knock someone unconscious but not kill them. Would either you or Bear have the intent to not kill Villainous for some reason after all this?
No.
I know Bear definitely not. Cookie.
If Cookie, while stabbing, was like, I want to talk to him later or whatever, then we can totally say that you you jumped on his back and you like stabbed him in the shoulder and you kind of like held on until he like
no,
passed out, but he's not dead or something.
I don't think so, because she knows. She got the information from the elves. She knows that this guy's a shithead. So
Okay, then he's dead.
Okay.
Damn.
He's dead.
See, I was gonna be like, oh, I don't know if we want to take him alive, but I guess he's dead, so there's no decision to be made.
Diddle alive.
Fergus, how do you feel about not getting to be the one to punch him, to kill him?
Are you saying that as Rakuzan?
Genuinely, yeah. I know you wanted your revenge. You know, you didn't like him. I'm sorry you weren't the one to get to do it.
Fergus walks up to Villainous's body and kind of pokes at the big gash that his arrow made and been like, I punched him good.
All right.
I think Fergus also checks Villainous to see if he's got that coins that he showed off earlier.
the
Trying
money.
to remember what. Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was
Money,
like, I got money to,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now we're collecting our
Yeah,
our
if you want
money.
to loot the body, you'll definitely find some. You'll find like he's got a coin purse. He's got various like scripts and like scrolls and things that like look like they have important writing of various kinds. And like one is a spell scroll too, and things like that.
Well, Fergus checks the body and passes out the stuff evenly and looks at Rakuzan and Morthos and kind of like sternly goes, I think we're done here, kind of trying to be like, don't worry about what was back there, we're done here, kind of be like, you got your money.
So you open up the coin purse, you start passing out money.
Yeah, and whatever looks valuable.
There
All right.
are 4 copper pieces, there are 7 silver, and the rest are like nuts and bolts and sprockets and things like that are metallic and clink.
Okay, however that spreads evenly.
Yeah.
You could each have a silver, and then like, well, the other three would amount to 23 copper. So then you could each have an additional 4 copper.
Okay.
And then there'd just be 3 left over.
Those go to Bear's next meal.
There you go. To the making of the lemon bars.
Yeah.
Party gold.
Um,
So you open it up though, and you start to pass it out, and there's just a bunch of like not money in there,
Yeah.
just as like as a final fu from Villainous.
So that's what Fergus does.
Okay.
So Cookie goes up to Rokuzan and Morthos and it's like, so did you guys know? Like, how did you guys know he was bad? Like, where were you guys?
We may have overheard some things.
Fergus also when he kind of gets notices, oh yeah, what was with you guys? Fergus looks over at Rakuzan and be like, and were you sleeping?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Morthos over here, which nice to meet you, by the way. Never knew your name until now. It's good to know.
Wasn't important.
Morthos over here put me to sleep. Put me to sleep with one of his spells.
You're alive, aren't you?
I mean, that's not the point, though, isn't it? I took
So
damage.
you'd rather be dead, is what you're telling me right now.
Wow, Morthos, you are unbelievable, sir. God, can't believe it. But he put me to sleep in the middle of a battle.
Oh,
In the middle of
okay.
a battle. Yeah. I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
Turns out he was the weakest one in the room.
Wow.
Okay.
I guess Fergus is already didn't trust Morthos, so he's kind of eyeing him the entire time. But he Fergus needs to rest. So he's just kind of looks at everybody's like, let's get out of here. And kind of like waves everybody towards the cave entrance.
I'm with you.
Going like,
I
think we're done
still
here.
hurt. I got to clean up this wound in my chest.
Yeah, I'm sure the elves are gone by now.
Yeah.
And I, especially with Fergus not trusting Morthos, Fergus does not want Morthos anywhere near the elves, so he's like, we're gonna go now.
Okay.
I think you're right. I could use a drink, and then I slap Fergus on the back, like kind of like he did to me earlier, but he's super injured, so.
Nice.
I love it.
Fergus goes, tell you what, you all fought bravely. I'll pay for a night at the finest inn in town. And
cool.
We can head
Sounds
there.
good.
Thanks. Thank you.
Your Highness.
Thank you so much, Fergus.
So I assume we make our way back to town.
Yeah, and based on the signpost that you all saw just a few hours ago in game, you would know the finest inn in town with space is the Herald's Rest, and that it is quite posh. You'll get, with your room, you'll get a private bath, like supplies for luxuriating, some drinks on the house, kind of thing. So it's a
Nice.
Not handy, like it's a good offer. It's something he is offering something very nice.
Nice.
You easily are able to navigate your way back. Now you've already traversed this land. You know how to make it back to the town. Are you going to actually go? Are you like preventing them from going back to that room? Like trying to just like, all right, let's get out of here, right, Fergus? So
I think Fergus is walking at the back of the group to kind of like escort them out.
Gotcha. Okay. So if no one stops to go and look back, then you easily navigate your way back to the town. There are still some people that are kind of like out and about and are talking about the event that had happened. But largely things seem to have like packed up and calmed down. You're able to make your way to the Herald's Rest. Do you happen to, just checking, it is 4 gold pieces a night for private rooms, but they do have 2 beds. How many gold pieces do you have, Fergus?
I am of noble birth. I have 24 gold.
Okay, do you buy everyone their own room, or do you have people double up?
Well, for one, I don't know how I would assume Bear would be sleeping with Cookie.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So
Probably.
you would only need 4 rooms.
And I'll have Morthos and Rakuzan sleep together because they seem friendly.
They're buds.
Yeah. All right. So yeah.
He even
that's
knows
fine,
his
man.
name now. Okay, so 3
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Even though he put me to sleep, like not much of a bud in the middle of a battle.
You were going to get killed in the
Yeah,
back.
you guys were going to bunk up in part 1 anyways.
Oh
yeah, she was gonna buy me a
we were
drink.
gonna go to the next town.
Take me out for a nice dinner.
It'd be 3 rooms. One
know, that
private,
was
one
part
for
of it.
me, one for Cookie and Bear, and one for Rakuzan and
Okay.
Morthos.
Go ahead and mark 12 gold pieces off your sheet then. So you all return to town. Nobody, like there are a few people talking about the person who'd been shouting and how they haven't seen him in a few hours. And it's kind of like later into the night by the time you get back, and the general buzz about what has happened is still going on, but nobody seems to be like discussing anything in particular, but they're throwing around like a few theories, either based on believing the prophecy that he was spewing or disbelieving it. You are able to make your way to the Herald's Rest, where you are bunked up as previously stated. You have the opportunity to have a very, very comfortable rest, private baths, all kinds of supplies to like clean the dust of the road and grime of battle off of you. You can easily like bandage your wounds. You get a very good night's rest, and you have 3 house drinks or 2 fine drinks per guest that come with your room. So you can have a couple of nice drinks, and you can just generally have a really good evening. Because the elves are gone and Villainous has been killed, there's no real way to like wrap this up. It was kind of like an adventure. So you're just kind of like left to your evening to either sit and bond together about like what has happened, or just kind of like retire to your individual rooms and process. There's no like quest to turn in or anything, but you have a very nice night's rest and a very good bath if you so choose.
Right. I think everybody rests. Do we get our hit points back?
Yeah, when you sleep,
Well, yeah.
when you get a full night's rest, when you wake up the next day in 5th edition, your hit points are full. You get if you spent hit dice, you get half of them back. None of you did, so you don't have to worry about that. You get all your spell slots back, all that kind of stuff. Everything like refreshes.
Okay.
On the walk back, I talked to Cookie about how good her cookies were.
There you go.
Aww.
Delicious cookies and
That's
baked goods.
Kebblers for you.
Can you get pedicures?
You're a
there's
bear.
like staff on hand that you could you have to pay
yeah.
extra service for them to come and like
Okay.
like
We get petties.
I think we get petties to get all the guts out from under my nails.
there you go. Yeah, somebody can they're a little bit worried about the bear at first, but Cookie, you're easily able to like, don't worry,
Yeah,
she's very
good.
well behaved. Like,
We've gotten pedicures before.
yeah.
All the time.
And we put it on Fergus's tab.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Katie, can I borrow the DM reins for you for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
So in the morning, you guys have all slept, and you come down the stairs to leave. I don't know if Morthos and Rakuzin come down together, or if one of you guys separate.
Let's say not. All right.
I'm probably
come
waking
down
up
first.
earlier. I only got punched, you know.
Oh, okay.
I was
All
just
right.
having a great
I'm
time.
sleeping it off for a little bit.
But either way, as
I know Rokuzen did a lot of sleeping.
Yeah.
true.
As each of you make your way down the stairs, you see Fergus sitting at one of the tables, waiting for you at the table, and he calls you over with some food, some breakfast ready, and kind of brings you all over as you wake up, and then once everyone has gathered at the table, he looks at you all, kind of eyeing everyone over, and goes, "You all fought bravely. You appear to be noble heroes. Perhaps," and he takes a breath and goes, "Perhaps you can help me steal back my kingdom."